the thing with Godforge Alpha is that you cannot rule it out that you get extra resources maybe to simulate what pay to win is like. Maybe after the first few people reach the max level, then you just help the rest with some extra energy, with some extra other stuff. This is what happened to me as well, because right now I have about 2000 energy. I just came home like not too long ago. I opened Godforge, or I haven't even done alt enter, now I have. And I was greeted with 2000 extra energy. So this was interesting. I was like farming stage 65 just a bit. But it's not just 2000 energy that we got, but also when you try to rank up, upgrade a champion to 6 stars, you see that we're getting 5 5-star chickens or souls. Now, this came at the wrong time because yesterday evening I was focused on getting my 4th 5-star. No, not ascend, just promote. So essentially, I'm really close. I just need like one more 4-star. I'm extremely close to getting 2 6-star champions. So how can I do this? Upgrade, promote, and here I have a 3-star soul. I mean, at this stage I'm happy to sacrifice some of the rares. I'll survive this. I don't have this champion yet, so you know, for the sake of the video and for the sake of this is just some experiment anyway, I will do exactly that. So I have like my enough 4-star material, so I will do and get my 4-star. In every game I have some nominated champions. This time this is my champion that is basically the chicken champion that is gonna be used as food. Now I have the 5-star champion, amazing, and it is time to rank up the 5-star into a 6-star. There you go. So I did it without the extra help. That's what basically my computer focused on. I would lie if I said I focused on it, because I didn't. My computer did though. So that's my first 6-star. Regarding my second 6-star, unfortunately everyone else is just 4-star, and you know what this means. I will need to get some more 4-star souls or spirits, so I need to grind more chicken. But given that I have basically everything, oh, and by the way, let's also upgrade the hero all the way to 60, because this gives us some extra attack, extra HP, extra defense, so why not? Now we have a level 60, and you know where we left off last time, level 66, quite low, but we can get started. 14% speed aura, it's happening. So I'll move forward and we'll see if we can reach level 80. So far it's promising. The purple background is not that promising, but what can I do? So level 66 looks really easy. Last time I died also easily. I also upgraded my weapons, so I will show you my weapons sooner or later. So these were the 3 rounds, or waves. And we got one of the first ever legendary gear. These are like yoga pants, it seems. So let's see the heroes. I know that I should match. So basically one thing that is one of the mistakes, focusing on 6-starring a champion too early in the caverns. It takes away so much of your resources that you would rather look for breadth, not depth, and synergy. As much synergy as possible. Second mistake, when it comes to gearing, I still haven't figured this out yet. Every single gear has a symbol. You see, it's just not user-friendly enough to me yet. Look at this symbol. Now, this symbol is supposed to be on the flag, if I'm not mistaken. like this one. You see the symbol, right? And this is a very similar symbol. I don't know if this is the case, I can just speculate. But every single faction has its own weapons. You see? For example, you recognize this symbol, right? This symbol is exactly here. So you know which weapon belongs where. So this is essentially the wrong weapon for this champion or hero. This is the correct weapon of the set hero. So be mindful when you select weapons. I wasn't that mindful. Gear doesn't have any of this affiliation. It just, you need to form sets and also stats. Now initially, especially for 6 stars, percentage based stats are significantly more important than sets. And then, now that you know this, by the way, let's go back and let's see what kind of weapons I made. Totally random, I totally didn't pay attention to a lot of things, so this is not a deep dive. On this channel so far, I'm not doing Godforge deep dives, you know, that's why this lighter content is still here. I have like these types of weapons here, upgraded. And now with these weapons, we can try and move forward to stage 67, 68 and so on. And we'll see what the level 70 boss is going to be like once we get there, if we get there. But I have no illusion that most likely we will get there. It's just a question is when. So I did quite a lot. I also made my first few imprints. You know, imprint is when you can sacrifice a hero, even rare heroes, and you can transfer some of the abilities via imprints to weapons, and you can give that weapon to another hero. It's quite an interesting mechanic, and it's quite limitless in terms of different combinations that it can offer. I mean, there is a combinatoric explosion in a sense that imagine there are 100 champions. Okay, it's not limitless, but it's quite close to it. So imagine that there are 100 champions, and those 100 champions can appear as 100 different imprints on 10 different weapons. Now 100 times 100 times 10, it's like count the zeros, it's 5 zeros. So it's 100,000 different combinations in itself. Oh, amazing, we're getting the better artifacts in the meantime. So once I hit a roadblock, all I need to do is assemble the artifacts, rank them up. This should be quite easy. Oh, we're blowing these opponents up like there is no tomorrow. And with this skill set, I'm seeing that level 100 is quite doable. I just need my second 6 star. But maybe we win a legendary along the way. That wouldn't be bad. More weapons, more legendary weapons. So my wish is also the game's command, it seems. And we're just climbing, next. Second wave. Sooner or later you will recognize which wave you're on just based on the background. Timing wise, you know, end of summer it is kind of difficult to allocate time on gameplay, especially if you know that all your efforts are gonna be scrapped. And you know, I'm not gonna be the innovator in this specific playthrough. On this channel I'm focusing mainly on how to go through the experience from a casual player's point of view if you don't have unlimited time. Now, it is possible to compete at the top, but that would imply a hell lot of research up front, confronting different people's opinions, which may differ as well. Why? Because you may not get the exact same champions. So in these kinds of games, your experience may be vastly different than other people's experience, just because you don't have the same champions or heroes. So that's why no guide is ultimately good enough. What you need to do is just form your opinion and understand concepts and have an ability. So develop that ability of using those concepts and formulating theories yourself. For example, in this specific playthrough, I was imitating the playing style of a depth-first player. A depth-first player is basically gonna get rid of all their energy, mindlessly if needed, based on the roadblock that they hit, just by leveling up that team that they were working on. This is a losing strategy, by the way, in the long run, because the chances that your team is the final team that you need are really slim. This is why I don't recommend 6-starring that legendary. What I want to figure out in this specific case is, okay, you have the legendary, and then can that legendary act as a carry with their 6-star in itself? Now, if the legendary can act as a carry, then you know what this means. It means that basically the other 3 champions are just... they just don't matter. Now, why is it beneficial in this game that you have a carry champion or hero and the other 3 heroes are not... well, they don't contribute that much. The benefit lies in getting the 2nd-star rewards, because then you have your legendary and you know that you're gonna win the whole level with it, and then the 2nd heroes, or 3rd or 4th, depending on what the mission is gonna be about, they are gonna be able to do the rest. So you just need to bring those heroes along for the ride. Now, not every single 2nd-star is good for this, but some are. What is this thing? Legendary. Okay, we're getting better gear, so this is quite clear as well, and we're getting more energy. So once again, this is the time when tonight it is really unlikely that I'm gonna get all the energy. By the way, look at the background. Look at that. Basically, you see on the left this statue. It looks like a coffin covered with sand. So there might have been some destruction already before the battle began. This is just some eagle eye skills applied on the surroundings. I don't think these are placeholders, these are some scratches, and this implies that that some destruction must happen in the story. Well, we're destroying the opposition too. And we can carry forward the ultimate skill. You see the last champion at least. Also the first. This ultimate skill comes really handy. You see here as well the statues are like half broken. This is either a construction site or a site of destruction, and I would assume the latter one, already before the fight began. Also, you can see some of the flags. It's Egypt setting. Looking forward to the story. Some obelisks. So this is floor 71. I didn't even realize that floor 70 had a boss. Funny. But floor 70 can be farms for some legendaries. Okay, moving forward. I will build a second legendary most likely. I just need to get that legendary first. As soon as I get it, I think I have everything it takes to 6-star it. So we've traveled to Egypt. This revival skill is good, but it prolongs the battle. So if you want to do a speed run, it's not always the most productive thing to do. It's also hard to do it on auto in this case, because it just slows things down. Okay, we're getting more and more drops. Next. 73rd level. Still missing that second legendary, but I cannot get everything all at once. So from Egypt back to some Eastern Asian setting. I would say Japanese setting, but who knows. Once again, the destruction in the background. There is some clear sign of destruction up front before the battle began. So something really crazy happened here. And the gods are just fighting. Also lava eruption, so all these things. Looking forward to different settings. I mean, this half lava, half destroyed setting is one. But maybe slowly but surely we can see some better backgrounds as well, as we restore order, or bring more chaos for that matter. So what is the drop? That was the 73rd floor, 74. Once again, it should be doable because this lion, for example, is just a simple, not rare, what is it? Uncommon, green one. Very good. 75th level gives Ascension material. So let's see what's next. Time 51:15. What does this mean? 51 seconds, 15 milliseconds. So we have like hundreds of seconds, or 51 minutes, 15 seconds, because the latter one is a bug. We will see. Now, do we have speedruns like in Sonic? That you have some top charts. Maybe those top charts would not be bad because, you know, Raid did such a bad job at the leaderboards. I mean, I couldn't care less about those leaderboards. I know that there is like a red dot that some people get annoyed by, but besides that, when would you look at the leaderboards? I mean, those few people may look at it, but no one will know who they are because they don't care. So we would need to have some meaningful leaderboards. And I mean, you know, you can also do an automated Formula 1 like race, you know, 65 rounds or 65 laps like the Spanish Grand Prix. And every single lap time is like one attempt of going through all this. Okay, is all your food at this stage. 76th floor. Amazing, I got even more energy. Green Ascension material and some other things. So marching through towards level 80. And obviously you didn't see the grinding. I mean, my computer was active as long as I was awake. I didn't do it on mobile at all. And the background grinding was like happening. My computer was active, I wasn't. I just sometimes looked at the program as a manager and said, don't farm this, farm that. And sometimes I started assembling the 5 stars and 6 stars. Now it's a chore just like in Raid, but with slightly better user experience. I highly recommend doing the same thing as what Ethereal Restart does with the 4 star, 5 star, whatever star shadow prints. You can just assemble everything in one click. 77. So this is the stage of Valtteri Bottas. Start number is 77 if you didn't know. Interestingly enough, it's still the cherry blossom setting. With some more animals, some more other heroes, and 3 waves. Now, also this, like the 3 wave setup. It would be interesting to have a different number of waves. Or to mix it up, because this raid thing that you bring 4 heroes, the opponent brings 4, or you bring 4, opponent brings 5, it's a bit boring at this stage. I mean, at this stage, the game loop is good. It's just this 4 versus 4. I understand that you build synergic teams, but in some cases we may need to mix this up somehow. So this was 77, next one is gonna be a weapon for 10 energy. Grinding is gonna become faster as well. And it's just the 1 6 star doing most of the work, you can see this hopefully. I really didn't have time to record, so I overgrinded lower levels. This is not effective, by the way. Because you need, as soon as you're strong enough to beat a level, just beat that level. As soon enough you can get the 2nd star, just get the 2nd star, and then spend all the resources, obviously. But go as far as you can. Okay, that was 78. What kind of weapon are we gonna get? A 3 star, this one, and 2 epics. If you click on them, you see also the marks. Both of them are. So this Sonya, this has. I still don't know all the lore and all the factions, so it's still yet to be introduced. I'm just learning all these as well. But it's not the worst thing. Level 79. You see that with some minimum skill, even though I know that I'm doing the wrong thing, it's still doable. Once again, at effortless progress. Now, I heard that around level 90 plus, you need to start like getting better in terms of knowing what you're doing. Otherwise, just sheer power won't cut it. Maybe if you bring 5 5-star, or no, 5 6-star legendaries, or 4 6-star legendaries with upgraded weapons that may be even matching, then it doesn't matter that much. But I have an impression that sooner or later, maybe on level 80 already, we're gonna hit a roadblock. Look at this, we already lost half of our energy. Okay, we're healing a bit in between the rounds. And also, I have plans of simulating the combat in a sense that if I could reverse engineer the algorithm, what is going on and why, that would be amazing. Another rare. Okay, continue. Now comes the boss stage. Level 80. Also more essential materials. This yellow one is important. Beyond a certain stage. I think my legendary is missing it. So this is floor 80. Caverns of Chaos. We don't see what kind of opponent we have. You know what? We'll just get surprised. We're in Egypt. Is it gonna be a mummy? Is it gonna be something else? I don't know, I don't remember. Maybe I got here last time, but my effort during the first alpha wave was like really low. So I think this is gonna be a surprise. You see that at least now I'm making an effort. I mean, on day 3 already being here is not the worst thing in the world. Not the best either, I admit, but I have other things to do. So we have our version of He-Man, it seems, in the middle with a He-Man Skeletor mix, because there is also a skull in there. Now, wait, don't use your ultimates first of all, but please also survive. Because we need to see at least what the boss is like. Yeah, and they are gonna fight each other. But unfortunately only for one turn. Oh, this was for nothing. So I really hope it's just the basic skills. I could do a manualing session. Okay, I don't mind that. Just do the base, this one, yeah. And now we can go back to auto. So this is the boss. The minions are dead. Oh, and the boss is dead. Okay, this was the boss. I thought it was a bit more difficult. We got a new epic. What? Mordred? I think it was murdered. Anyway. Funny. I would love to use these heroes in like other settings than just these 4 vs 4 battles. Like in Diablo, for example, or elsewhere, because the fundamentals are there. Let's see. Yeah, that's the Michael Jackson move. Okay, let's move on. We got another epic. Okay, so Gilgamesh. We got 2 epics, not bad epics, I guess. 400 more energy, so that I'll never be able to spend it anyway. And let's move on. That's why we'll never be energy capped, by the way, here. On day 2 maybe, if you don't advance enough bit, but you know, the reason why I chose to become energy capped yesterday was that I intentionally didn't do second stars. I left those energy potions there, and I intentionally didn't make progress because I knew that if I had made progress like 3 more levels or 4 more levels, I would have gotten 300 energy, and I wanted that energy replenishment. But you know what, in the alpha experience it just doesn't matter. Let's see floor 81. So that floor 80 was a big disappointment in terms of difficulty. Maybe I did too much homework for this video, and maybe this will be a long video. I didn't think about it. That it was so long. And you know, this was my own effort. I still have the 5-5-star spirits. So it's not that the team gifted me these 5 5-stars and I used it. No, I already had it from before. And if I had had no gift, so this is a free-to-play experience in this sense, I would have recorded the exact same video with the exact same content. Now the only difference is that once I die, if we get a legendary in the next, so before I die, I'll be able to just rank that legendary up to 6 stars. If it's a 6-star unit, we'll see. So yeah, another Ramses, you know, starter hero. Not a big deal. But artifacts, I mean, also artifacts are getting a lot better. So my artifacts are really bad at this stage. So there are a lot of things that I can still do. I'm still speechless about the level 80 experience, that boss. Boss kill in 2 seconds. And once again, I didn't do it because I couldn't. I didn't do it because I had no time. And I wanted to record the progression live. Oh, we're also fighting ourselves. That's bad because they have this type of debuff. Let's see the information. We want Confuse. So Confuse is very much like the Berserk ability in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, for example. Oh, we're dying left and right. So this Confuse is when opponents start attacking each other. Or not necessarily each other, but the closest one. In Heroes of Might and Magic it's a bit easier, you know, because, or it's a bit more confusing, also easier, because the closest opponent can be an ally or an opponent, it just doesn't matter. They just attack the nearest one. Here we stand like next to each other, so it just attacks allies. So sometimes we have natural defense against confuse. In heroes, but not here. Oh, that sickle looks cool. Some death type of unit. Necromancers. More epic artifacts, not bad at all. 83rd floor. I wanted to record until 80. I thought that I would be stopped at 80, but apparently I didn't. I'm sure that sooner or later they will test my artifacts and, well, my overall skills through the artifacts. Some of the stages, but we're not there yet. We got a bit close to it though, but it seems like that my legendary is still the carry. The legendary is the second one from the left. I have to say from the left because some people read from right to left, obviously. Some others read from top to bottom, right to left, or left to right. Okay, this was easy, as all stages before, for 1 star at least. So, what is this time 4:27? I'm sure it's not 4 minutes 27 seconds. Something is really off with this timer, just saying. 84. Okay, but it's alpha, so we don't mind about it. I'm happy to play a mostly bug-free and memory leak-free game. I mean, the software itself is just doing what it's supposed to do. Not more, not less. And that's a really good position to be in. I mean, it's still alpha experience. Maybe these sounds, these fight sounds are not that ideal. They can be refined. This was good, so the spells are good, but the simple hits are a bit plain. Alright, we're done. Floor 85, Essential Material. Looks easy so far. I mean, what's important to me is that the second champion doesn't lose HP. And even then I think I can still upgrade some skills. I'm also looking forward to my second legendary. In these types of games, what is important is you need to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, learned helplessness will come. and you're just gonna use the exact same team over and over again without making an effort, because it's comfortable. Why make a change? Why use my brain cells? What's the point, right? And then you won't progress that much. So whenever you hit a roadblock, obviously you need to start experimenting. If you don't experiment, sooner or later there will be impossible missions, because one team is not good for everything. Here so far it has been good for the first 80 something waves. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be good on wave 92. You see, half my energy is gone and I'm not getting much support. I also got some debuffs. I'm about to die with my legendary. Not the epic, the legendary. Okay, the dangerous Nike is gone. But we're doing really badly, and I think it's gonna be soon over. Yeah, I'm not seeing this. I could have used the ultimate skill if I had played manual before. So essentially, without manualing anything, we could reach but not pass 85. So 65 to 84 has been the experience, and we didn't have the privilege of winning any legendaries, unfortunately. There are some epics though. So we need to see what to do with these epics. These are just the skills, so this looks like an attack based one, because attack is really high compared to everything else. They vary in terms of stats, so these are the epics that we just won. And we have good enough rares. Now let's see the abilities or info. Upgrade, Ascension. Still don't have the 40 materials, too bad. What about this one? Upgrade, Ascend. Still no 4-star material. Also too bad. So sooner or later I'll have to upgrade one of these and use them. Now there is this Awakening. No, not abilities, although I could level up the ability. Oh yeah, I will level up the abilities of one of the champions. We'll see which one. But first I was looking for Awakening, exactly, because we got 2 copies if I'm not mistaken. I remember from half an hour ago. So we got 1 and we will get a second one too. Awaken. This may help a bit. So level 3 Awakening, level 4, level 5. That's why you need to play with rares sometimes, because by the time you get the copies of the epic it will take a while. But for the rares you can get the 5 copies after the initial one. Easily, you see how easy it is. So this is my recommendation. I was using just these 5 rares so far. This one only because there was some 2nd star that I needed to use. Oh, and this is a 6th rare, so I was like using these rares in total, plus the 2 epics, plus the legendary, plus this 1 unit when there was a 2nd star challenge. So that's all I used. We went quite far, from 65 to 84, and then we beat 84, then comes 85, and looking forward to level 90. So what kind of boss is gonna be there? We'll find it out possibly in the next video, unless I mess something up.